Good morning, everyone. It's July 15th, day 131. Went up and over Mount Washington yesterday in the fog. Thankfully, I had been there before, so I roughly knew where all the buildings were, because otherwise you couldn't even see the next sign to tell you where to go. Yeah, and then from there it was just 7 miles of stepping on top of slippery rocks in the fog, and it was less than enjoyable. I will never talk badly about Pennsylvania again because I was able to do 18-mile days through there, and 7 miles from Mount Washington to camp, which was a half-mile off trail downhill, worse than any part of the trail that I was on yesterday. Took, I don't even remember. It was just kind of a blank out and get to camp kind of day. But be going into Gorham today, short day, be able to get all this stuff dry, freshened up, and got 2 more days in the whites after that, and then I'll go back to Gorham, freshen up, finish my resupply, and then within another 2 days or so I'll be crossing into Maine, and we'll be in the final stretch. But yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna keep walking and we'll get there. I put on my last pair of dry socks just to get out of here. I'm wearing my sleeping shirt just to get out of here, so I don't have to put my other wet stuff on. My pack is a mess. There's just yeah. it's it's been a beautiful hike through the whites for what it was, but just not getting the views is kind of a bummer to, put yourself through all the hard work just to not get to enjoy any of it. Thankfully, it's within driving distance. I can drive to the top of Mount Washington and be back home in the same day. But yeah, the amount of work I've been putting in, all of us have been putting in, Chipper and close enough. We've been sticking together through this whole thing. We haven't been more than earshot away the entire time just to get through it, because you gotta stick together to do it. So the sun's starting to, should be actually a nice day today. So I think one of the views on the way out we might actually get, but first we have to get out of camp, and that's going to be a challenge. Good morning, everyone. It is July 16th, day 132. Stayed in Gorham last night at the barn hostel. Dad and Serena dropped off a resupply box there for me, so I was able to top off on some goods. Just doing a little 2-day stretch, and I'll be going back to the hostel to reevaluate the next part of the trail, come up with a plan for resupply, and work my way into Maine. But today and tomorrow will be the last days in the whites, finishing off the presidentials, and then yeah, it's gonna be really hot today, so just want to stay hydrated and keep walking. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing new to report today, I guess. Just gonna get to camp and relax. But Got a pretty relaxed morning until I get back to the AT. There's a little detour route I'm on right now because one of the bridges washed away. But out here in the middle of nowhere, there's a little dam. Nice clear pool of water. That'd be nice to have at camp and be able to jump in at the end of a hot day. That looks nice. But for now, we're just going to keep walking and we'll get there. Good morning, everybody. It is July 17th, day 133. I stayed at Imp Shelter last night and caught probably one of the best sunsets I've had yet. I really haven't been staying up late enough to see sunsets. I'm usually asleep now by 7 o'clock because that's when I'm done eating and doing all my chores, so might as well get some rest. But yeah, it was an amazing sunset last night. Got some decent weather today until 11 o'clock, and then it's supposed to start raining and all that good stuff. So we'll try and get as far as we can and maybe beat the rain. Probably not. It's only a short day, 8 miles, and that'll finish the Whites for me. Today's my last day in the White Mountain Range, and then we'll be moving on to Maine next couple days, and I'll be hitting mile 1900 today, so big achievement. Looks like got a view coming up. Oh, that lens is dirty. Yeah. It is beautiful out here. Coming around the corner and just seeing this stuff is hard to believe. Hello from mile 1900. 300 more to go. Oh man. Pretty crazy. Yet again, just another pile of rocks in the middle of the woods, and I'm humbled by it. The last 100 miles that was the Whites, it was absolutely just, it was some of the most beautiful views, but the hardest terrain I've been on, and I'm thankful to have gotten through it with the weather that I had. I wasn't, in any danger in the alpine zone with being exposed for miles on end. And yeah, just a pile of rocks.